know the lie, but I'm telling the truth. Wherever I go, there's a shadow of you. I know I could try looking for something new.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm bringing you guys this wonderful look right here. I did create it with the Carli Bybel Palette from BH Cosmetics. The rest was just highlighting and contouring using pretty much drugstore products. The only thing I did not use that was not drugstore was my Born This Way TooFaced foundation. I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. If you guys want to see how I achieved this look, just keep watching. Alright guys, so to get started, I have already moisturized my face and my eyes. I went ahead and used my Mary Kay foundation primer, and then I used the Mary Kay eye primer all over my eyes. Foundation, I used my Too Faced Born This Way in the shade Pearl. I applied this first, I dotted it all over with my damp beauty blender, and then I just blended the foundation out all over my face.
Come alive when I'm close to the madness. No easy love could ever make me feel the same. Make me feel the same. Make me feel the same. I know I could lie, but I'm telling the truth. Wherever I go, there's a shadow.
Even though this foundation is pretty matte, I do like to set that foundation with my Stay Matte Rimmel long-lasting pressed powder in the shade Transparent, and I am using this with a BH Cosmetics just regular powder brush in the number 108, and I'm just putting this all over my face. To conceal and highlight, I'm using my NYX HD Concealer in the shade CW01. I'm just going to place that in the usual areas, the upside down triangle under my eyes, on the bridge of my nose, on my forehead, a little bit on my chin as well, pretty much everywhere where you want to highlight. Even though I used an eyeshadow primer, I did apply some concealer on my lids just because I like to have like a pretty plain canvas to start, like everywhere be the same color. That's why I placed that concealer there.
Wherever I go, there's a shadow of you. I know I could try looking
for contouring, I'm using this concealer from LA Girl PRO.Conceal in the shade GC975 Medium Bisque, and I'm just gonna apply this on the hollows of my cheeks, my temples, on the sides of my nose, pretty much wherever you want to contour or sort of take light away from your face in this area. That's where you're going to apply this. Then I'm going to take my damp beauty blender. I am going to spritz it with some Mary Kay setting spray just to wet it a little more, and then I'm just going to blend everything out with that beauty blender, starting off with the lighter shade, so the lighter NYX concealer. Then I'll move on to where I contoured. This video I decided to use some drugstore products to do highlighting and contouring. I feel like all my videos I've used high-end stuff, and I wanted to try something new so I can show you guys that you don't only need to have really expensive products to be able to achieve that highlighted and contoured look. These are very affordable products and they're very good, and you can find these at your local drugstore pretty much. I did have a little quick coffee break, and then we're going to move on to our powdered products. For the powder, I used the Wet n Wild Megaglo Contouring Palette in the shade Caramel Toffee. I'm using the darker shade just to go over where I contoured, and then the lighter shade I am going to use to go over where I highlighted. Now, after I do the contoured area, I am going to take the beauty blender and just blend everything out, make sure that I do not have any creasing, and then afterwards I'm going to go in with the light powder. I do change brushes over to my Juvia's angled contoured brush, J121, after for the contouring. I didn't really add any extra product. All I did was I blended it out further with that brush. For the highlighted areas, I used my Real Techniques setting brush. I did change over to a BH Cosmetics Duo Fiber brush number 3 from that Duo Fiber set. I used that one to go under my lip and also to contour the sides of my nose with that dark shade. For blush, I used my NYC Color Wheel Mosaic face powder in the color Pink Cheek Glow, and I applied it with another brush from that BH Cosmetics Duo Fiber set, the number 6. For highlighter, I used the Wet n Wild Megaglo Illuminating Powder in the shade Catwalk Pink, and I applied it with my BH Cosmetics 110. It's an angled contoured brush. Moving on to eyes, I applied the lightest shade from the palette. It is a matte shade, and I just used the regular BH Cosmetics shader brush, and I put this all over my lids. Then I switched over to my Sigma E35, and I applied the third shade from the top all over my crease. However, I placed it a little higher. I pretty much placed it all over my lid, but then I went over my crease as well. This is working as my transition shade. Then with the same brush, I moved on to the fourth shade, and this one I did apply it right on my crease. I did keep it true to my crease, and I added extra on sort of like my outer V. I did switch over to the E40 from Sigma just to blend everything out, and then I just added a little extra color just on my outer V. Then I switched over to my Mary Kay blending brush, and I added that darker shade right on my crease and my outer V. I just wanted to further darken out that crease. That's why I used that precise brush. It's for more like precise application. And then I went back to my E35 just to add a little more color and bring those colors higher up. Then I went back to my E40, blend everything out. It's pretty much what I always do. I add more color and then I take my E40 and blend out. Then I went back with my BH Cosmetics shading brush, and I added that second shade from the palette all over my lid. Afterwards, I do take the E35 again just to blend out the color. Then I added more color, blended it out again. Then I added more color and blended it out again. That's just pretty much what you do for blending. You add more, you blend, you add more, you blend. You always want to start out with a little color and then keep adding and blending, rather than making a mess and then trying to fix it at the end. It's the easiest way to do it.
Others are quiet, they're going insane.
Then moved on to my lower lash line. I took the fourth shade with my Juvia's Place Precision Blending Brush, and I just applied it all over my lower lash line. Then I went and added the darkest shade a little bit more towards the outside. So I do go back with my E35 with that same color there, and I just blend it out further to kind of connect the two. Then I take the little fan brush and take this highlighting shade and just to use that to highlight my brow bone as well.
Looking for you. Some people try but they can't find the magic. Others get down on their knees and they
moved on to mascara. I used my Mary Kay Lash Love Mascara, and I love black. I was starting to do my lashes, and then I realized that I kind of wanted to do a wing, and for some reason my camera stopped recording. I just did a thick wing on both ends. Then I went back over with my mascara and I added a little more of that darker shade on my lower lash line. Then I went over with a little more of that bronzing color all over my face just to bronze up my face a little more, and since I added bronzer, I obviously had to go back with highlighter at the end as well. For lips, I used Colourpop Cosmetics Lippie Pencil and Stick in the shade Lumiere. I did outline all of my lips with the Lippie pencil, and then with the Lippie stick, I went over all of my lips. After we finish our lips, then we went ahead and highlighted our Cupid's bow. I used that same fan brush with that same highlighter, and then I applied some of that Mary Kay finishing spray just to set all my makeup there. As always, I will be posting all the products I use down below. I will also include my social media stuff so you guys can follow me there. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. That way you don't miss out on any videos that I post. Thank you guys so much for watching. I loved making this video, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
wherever I go, I'll be looking